What's up, gang? Sheets here with a quick SimC Raidbots tutorial. Let me preface this by saying I am not a SimulationCraft expert, but I do know how to run Raidbots or what I need, and some of you have asked for this, so here we go. First of all, you need this SimulationCraft add-on, so you can either click on it to bring up this window, or you can just type out /SimC in the chat. It'll bring up this crazy code, and all you have to do for now is just copy it. So then we're going to go to the Raidbots website. Just make sure I've got that window. So raidbots.com/simbot. And you've got a few different options here. The only two I use are Top Gear and Droptimizer. Sometimes I use Droptimizer, but pretty much always using Top Gear. So this one will look at what you have equipped and what you have in your bag and run different builds and let you know which one is going to give you the highest DPS output. Droptimizer is if you want to see what a certain dungeon or raid boss or raid will drop that would be a benefit, that's what you do. So today I got a new ring and I want to know exactly what enchants to put on it for optimization. So you go to Top Gear, you paste that code from SimC into here. And today's a Great Vault day. When I'm not sure which one to choose, I'll run this first, and there's a button to select all Great Vault items. That's definitely a good idea. Today I knew what I wanted, so it was this. It's not much else really I needed to do. However, if you do want to run the Great Vault options, you'll see them in here. They have a little tag that says GV, and usually what I do is I will create a new version of it that's upgraded to the max. So take the Great Vault item, click on this plus sign, and you can select what to upgrade it to. Now you can see here I don't have enough Valor Stones or Crests to upgrade this item. If I'm just simulating it to see, okay, down the line, will I want this? Come up here and go to item upgraded currency, click max all. So it's just kind of taking a hypothetical like, hey, eventually you're gonna be able to upgrade this. So do that, and then you would max it out and deselect the original selection. So now it's gonna only look at your upgraded item. So again, if you have Great Vault and you haven't chosen something yet, this is a great way to determine which Great Vault item is gonna be the biggest benefit for you. And that's a good way to go about it. But for me, I got this already, and I used what I have to upgrade it. I already know this is what I'm taking, so I don't need to hypothetically upgrade it. But I do want to know which enchants to put on it. So that's where you come down here. Okay, so first of all, let's touch on this up here. I don't pay too much attention to this spot early in the season. If I don't have tier set yet, I might throw some of these options in here, but honestly, getting the tier set bonus is a must, so you don't really need to sim that, if you ask me. Like, just get it first thing, and then work on your other gear. Otherwise, yeah, you can always throw in different items to also sim. It's also good for your weapons too. Generally speaking, you want your highest item level weapon in your main hand, and then the other one in the offhand. But that's that. This is pretty self-explanatory. If anyone has questions, you can always reach out. So down here is where it gets a little more hairy. This has all the possible enchants for each slot. So what we want to do here is, since I'm only looking at rings, I just want to select the rings that I might take. So Haste Mastery, I'll do the cursed versions and the straight up versions. And then what I'm also going to do is replace existing gems and enchants. This makes it take a lot longer because there's way more variations. So just keep that in mind, and it'll make it so you can't select as many combinations. The last thing I want to do, I do want to come back here. I want to add max sockets, because I'm going to add sockets to my ring, just like I do on my existing rings. But I want the simulator to tell me, based on all my other gems I have, which 2 gems should I put in here. And sometimes it'll have me change some of the existing gems I have. So this is what I'm going to do. Now at the bottom, this is the portion that most people have questions on. None of this, like the talents. I usually just make sure I have my Mythic Plus talent in here because I pretty much only run SimC for Mythic Plus. I probably will start doing it for Raid once I have all my gear where I want it for Mythic Plus, which is very soon actually. And then maybe I can start working on a Raid set. But for now, this is all I'm going to do. So just have your Mythic Plus build active, like before you export the SimC. Okay, so then down here, you want to expand simulation options. And the two ways you can do this, or that I do, I'm sure there's a million other ways. If you're simming for Raid, keep it just like this. You want patchwork, one boss, 5 minutes. Patchwork is pretty much a target dummy boss, so it doesn't do much mechanic-wise. There are other versions you can have in here. I don't mess with this at all. I just say patchwork, one boss, 5 minutes, single target Raid. For AoE, I'll change this to 5 bosses and change the fight length to 4 minutes. Alright, because packs are usually around 5 or more. That's where we get a lot of flame shock benefit, but it's not maxed at 6. This is just a nice middle ground. And then 4 minutes is probably longer than any pack will survive, but still it gives you a good simulation. So this is what I do for Mythic Plus. I don't change anything else. And then we plug it in. Now if you don't have paid version, you'll end up in a queue and it'll take a while. Mine's just going right in. Let me skip ahead. Okay, this is just getting to the end. Once it's complete, it's going to open up a new window. Not a new window, but it's going to go to the results page and tell us what we need to do. Now, if it thinks you need to change your talents, it'll highlight what it thinks you should do instead up here. This almost never changes though. It's pretty rare that I see anything come up different up here. This is what we want to see. So anything that's highlighted is what it's recommending we change. Now it's saying take the Writhing Ringworm. It's not changing my enchant on that or either gem, but it's definitely saying take the Circle of Bone and add Cursed Haste. What's interesting is it didn't do anything with my sockets. That's kind of weird. So I'm going to go back and run Sim again. See why that might be. Because I've got both sockets in here. Oh, I didn't choose any sockets. Okay, so we'll run it again. Haste Mastery. Probably don't want these. Let's do this guy. I'm gonna check off a lot here. Now this certain gem does add extra. Oops, sorry, this one adds extra bonus based on different gem types, which I think was only good early season. I don't think this is actually good anymore, but I'm still gonna run it just to be safe. And then I just want to select all the Haste Mastery combinations over here. And I'm not gonna do the stamina one because that seems like a waste. I'll throw these in there too. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, this one's finishing up, and let's see what it says. So it wants me to change the enchant on my Writhing Ringworm, add Cursed Haste to my Circle of Bone, and the same gems that I have everywhere else on the Circle of Bone. And you can see that added a serious increase to my overall DPS that was plus 80,000, now it's plus 124. Just because I added in these gems and different enchants. So that's how I use SimC and Raidbots. Hope you found it helpful. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.